I love you. So I was about to go on a barking spree, so I gotta get this intro out real fucking fast.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome back to the Couch Potatoes. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leone. This is Green and Faceless on the Couch, a podcast about movies and TV. This is the conclusion, at least so far, of our super scary franchise playlist that we started on our first year of the podcast.
So crazy. We were so young then.
So young then, just a couple years ago.
I was still identified as cisgender.
That's right. And I think I had about the same amount of beard. And maybe a touch less more hair on my head.
You also had more. You put more effort into your face.
Did I?
But now you're more faceless.
I'm more faceless now.
Kind of stopped trying. Now you're just like a nose, some eyebrows.
I appreciate that you noticed that I stopped caring.
Sorry.
I'm not so sure that I appreciate that you told the entire world.
Oh my god, we got a long one here. We got well, probably not. You know, who knows? Who knows how long it'll be? You do. You can pick up the mouse and scroll down, figure it out yourself. But here, we have no clue. But we're talking Friday the 13th, 2009, the remake.
Right.
And David Gordon Green's 2018 Halloween, the remake.
Yeah.
The retcon sequel.
That's
not
right.
remake.
We can call it Hollow Green. That's right.
Hollow Green. That's what I prefer to call it. I don't know if it's caught on with all the kids, but it should. Hollow Green.
Zombieween and Hollow Green.
Zombieween and Hollow Green. I like it, man. It's a good way to distinguish them because this is the third or fourth fucking film called Halloween. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys.
It's the third that I know about. It's the third in this franchise.
Right? Yeah. Until they reboot it again when Friday the 13th gets its own reboot because Nightmare on Elm Street got its reboot. They're all going to have another reboot, I'm sure of it. They're not dead. None of them are dead. They should be dead.
Wait, there's going to be another Nightmare?
I just assume there will be. That's what I'm saying. It's like, we're calling, as you said, we're calling this the end to the playlist because we've already talked Halloween Kills. That was last year.
You know, I say that it's the end, but I think maybe we could do one episode next year that
just for Halloween ends.
Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. And do a
we could. I mean, we've already done Halloween Kills though. We did that last year.
Yeah, but I think we're only going to get better at it.
You really want to watch
recast? No, I don't. But I feel like it might help.
You don't need to watch it to know what's going on in Halloween Ends.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a genre Smackdown with it sometime, or
maybe that'd be fine. We have done Halloween Kills last year, and then if you want, you can hear my review on Halloween Ends and Bangers and Hash. I would love to talk that for this show as well. But if you go to patreon.com/greenandfaceless, check out the $5 tier, you get access to our Bangers and Hash, where we have our own fun little review series about what we've been watching recently.
I like the cadence you put on that. It was like you know, it was like if you could do it blase flair, but it was too many sentences, you know. And I added an L.
That's what I do. I do that a lot, where I just ramble nonstop and I just hope it's like too fast for people to pick up on all the bullshit. I've noticed this.
I like the cadence. Okay,
but this is technically the end. To wrap up what I was saying.
Technically, right now it's the end.
Yeah, they could always reboot all three of these franchises because some dumb producer out there is like, well, they made money before. Like,
look at what that green fellow did. I forgot his name.
I
have it right here.
He pissed off a lot of people, didn't he?
He sure did, but he made loads of money by putting it on Peacock. Who knew?
I know, right? I can't imagine it made that much money. I need to know, actually.
No, it couldn't have. But I bet a lot of people were like, free Halloween movie? Fuck yeah, and they watched it. You know they did.
I mean, in Peacock, I guess it doesn't cost money to stream it. How much does that cost a month?
Peacock, it is free, but there is a premium version that is only $4.99 a month.
Gotcha.
And it's not bad. We have it. There's more movies and shows on it, but there also, forget what else there is. I think the live TV is free too, but maybe you need to pay Peacock to get the live TV. I don't know.
Pay your Peacock.
Pay your Peacock, people. Pay your Peacock.
Not a sponsor, but I did see here that Halloween Ends made quite a good market bounce back profit. That's the word. His budget was $33 million. It made $100 million. So that's not bad.
For Halloween Kills or Ends?
Halloween Ends. I don't care about Halloween.
Well, anyways, we're not talking about either of those movies. We're talking about Friday the 13th right now. We're going to do that first.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going back. Marcus Nispel got
yes.
Is that how you say it? What'd you?
It is. He was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake guy.
Okay.
I don't remember enjoying that.
But he got to be at the reins for this remake of Friday the 13th. Now, they do open up with like this little thing that kind of makes it so that it fits into the realm of the third movie. You know what I mean? They kind of talk about the events that happened in the first two movies. In fact, there is a moment where he gets the mask in this movie, which he got it in the third movie.
It was very underwhelming too. Like,
yeah, it was. It was just in somebody's bag.
I didn't even pick up on that it is technically a retcon sequel as well, isn't it? Like,
yeah. I think this, like, it's trying to say, okay, there was some good stuff about that third movie. No, there wasn't. But I want to pick up the story from there. And, they did it, I guess, but...
A long 15-minute intro where Jason kills some camp counselors.
Yes, and I honestly at first I was ready to get to know these characters, you know, like
I know, right?
In every movie, and then I was like, wait, he's killing them too fast. What's going on?
I know, right? It's ridiculous. And it's just goofy as fuck because none of these kids, none of the teenagers that he's killing, before he kills them, they're all, you know, smoking, drinking, you know what camp counselors do around a campfire.
But they're not even counselors. They're just the two of them convinced the rest of them to go camping so that they could search for a weed farm that they heard about.
That's right. They were looking for the weed farm. I forgot about that. That's what made me start laughing hilariously because I was like, "Is this just Pineapple Express?" Like, Jesus Christ.
I really thought that was going to be a big part of the plot. I thought they were going to get in trouble with these rednecks, and then when they thought that the rednecks were going to kill them, Jason starts killing. I thought that's the direction.
A smart movie would have done that. A smart movie
you think so? Well, I thought it was kind of funny to have this funny intro. I don't know. Maybe
it was funny, but it was also just like it was just dumb and unneeded. It was like nothing literally happened.
That's true.
None of the characters survive. You don't get to know any of them beyond the fact that none of them have peripheral vision,
right?
Which was what really bothered me. Is that throughout their whole partying sequence, everybody is doing something behind other people's backs.
Yeah.
Like, there's one girl who was just, like, stripping and showing her boobs to this guy. And then the guy, while he's talking to a guy whose back is turned to that, Guy B cannot see the girl showing her boobs, but Guy A can. And Guy A is very much just motioning to her that he wants to have sex.
Right.
And Guy B, for whatever reason, is so fucking clueless as to all of this going on around him. And all of the teenagers are like that. Because all of them have a moment where something is happening behind them and they're just like, what? We're like, what's going on?
I think
what is happening?
That Marcus Nispel just really knew the franchise. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like a Friday the 13th movie without being true. the latter films where it's all about Jason being 100% unstoppable. Right. You know what I mean?
And like supernatural, that kind of stuff. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. And I do like that. I do like grounding Jason. You know, just making him an ugly motherfucker who likes a hockey mask. Like,
well, he survived drowning. Apparently,
yeah. Apparently,
we don't know exactly how that happened. And they did the scene again that they did in the second movie where Danielle Panabaker playing Jenna, she finds Mrs. Voorhees' head that he has kept. So all that is still canon. That her losing her head in the first movie, which spoilers.
Did you
for
recognize?
The first movie, I'm pretty sure we did that.
Danielle Panabaker.
Yeah, of course. I don't necessarily remember all of the things I recognize her from, but she was in Sky High and a lot of other Disney stuff.
Also, The Flash and
that's right.
Green
Yes, she
Caitlin
was.
Snow.
I forgot. She was Killer Frost.
That's what I know her from. Yeah. I don't think I think I've seen Sky High once, but I was a kid and don't remember anything about it.
Didn't she like finally became Killer Frost and then she left the show? Isn't that what happened?
I feel like she was Killer Frost for a couple seasons, but like it was a weird multiple or personality disorder kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, it was weird.
And then,
anyway, she is apparently in a relationship with Trent, played by Travis Van Winkle. Travis Van Winkle, I don't really know him for other things, but it's always been this character, I feel like.
He slept a long time, right?
Yes, he did. Travis, he sure did.
That's right.
He started off as Rip, and when he woke up, he was like, well, nobody's name is Rip.
Nobody goes by Rip anymore.
I guess I'll be Travis.
And he asked the guy walking along the road, he's like, hey, what do you guys call a big five anymore? And he's just like, oh, fuck, that's a Travis. And he's like,
that's a Travis. Oh, man, I just Travised in my pants.
I don't know why the guy walking along the road told him it was a Travis. Maybe he hated a guy named Travis, I guess. I don't know. That's a Travis. I'm Travis Van Winkle now.
His first name is Fat. Oh, okay. So he plays this super douchey rich kid. Travis does.
Like, absolute badass.
Yeah. And he, just loves showing off his daddy's rich boy things, but he also doesn't want anybody to touch any of it. And he has invited all these friends over to hang out and do stupid stuff that teenagers do, like smoke weed and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, he is a dick. And Jenna knows this, but I guess she's in it for the fun. Everybody else knows he's an asshole too, but that is friends. But they just want to... These people aren't very good people. They just hang out with him because he has stuff to have a good time with.
I just realized the intro does have a purpose, because I was gonna bring in our main character, Clay Miller, who is a good person.
That's right.
Because he sees through the bullshit and fights back.
Yes, and he fights, and he goes around with his brother and fights against evil things. You might say supernatural things.
Supernaturally, but his brother's not in this one. His brother's on vacation.
Yeah. Jared I said it earlier. Jared Padalecki.
Sadly, we don't get Jensen Ackles, dude. It'd be so fucking good if he was in this too. I love Jensen.
If they were both in it, yeah.
Yeah. Jensen Ackles for Red Hood live action, please do it.
That would be fun. I feel like his still works. He played Soldier Boy in The Boys.
Did he? That's awesome.
Season. Yeah, he's like a Captain America Rip that causes explosions.
Nice. That's pretty awesome. I know I should watch that show because I'd enjoy it, but I suck at that.
But he's not in this movie.
No, sadly not. Jared is as Clay Miller.
Yeah.
And I remembered the intro actually matters because one of the people does survive from the intro.
Oh, but yeah. Okay, well, she's missing.
She's missing. That's right. You're right.
Clay is like
not surviving at all. Maybe she's surviving.
Maybe.
Who knows? I didn't just spoil that.
So Clay, he is searching for his sister, and he comes with flyers and stuff, and all the locals are like, nobody goes in them woods that ain't no local and comes out because, and especially if they're teenagers, because
Jason got him.
Jason got him.
Or his mom. Or two. This town's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
But Trent treats him like an absolute dickhole would when this guy comes up and says, "Hey, my sister's missing. Could I? Here's a flyer." And Trent's like, "You coming on to my woman, bitch? I'll fucking." He doesn't say that, but he has that
even
attitude.
The first interaction when they're at the gas station before, they even make it out to the big house. They want to buy some stuff, and they're all waiting in line. Trent is going to buy it all for them because, he's got the pockets. And Clay is talking to the register guy, asking him if he knows anything, asking if they take the flyers from him. And then Trent is like, "Hey, you've just kind of been sitting there for a while. And I know you're talking about your sister, even though I'm going to pretend like I haven't noticed. Would you please move out the fucking way?"
Yeah, he's like, "Buy something or get out."
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, okay, dude, it's not your shop, but whatever. He's one of those characters that think that they own the world, like, certain political people that we know of that weren't political peoples not that very long ago.
Upsetting, man. This movie is everlasting. It affects even today.
Yeah,
I will say that is one of the biggest problems with this film is it actually feels very dated in regards to its quality, because it does have a very run-of-the-mill digital feel that was like the movies of the early 2000s, and I mean this was late 2000s, but like that era was just like pumping out these like just digital bland films, because it's like The Matrix happened and had a huge crazy awesome CGI. Yeah, exactly. But none of them thought to put in as much effort as like The Matrix did, and so it's just it has that feel. It has this very bland blue filter, kind of like Twilight quality like look and appeal. Like, it's very.
I would say that I do like the kills in this movie, though.
I'm trying to remember them. Like I remember some.
Okay, so there's this scene. I can't remember who's all who. I think it was Whitney, played by Amanda Rigetti, and she goes skinny dipping and is trying to get one of the other guys, maybe Wade, played by Jonathan Sadowski. She's trying to get him to go skinny dipping with her. And she's in the water, and he's taking forever to get naked. Gets snuck up behind. He does see Jason before he dies. I can't quite remember what happens, but it's a pretty quick one. I think that's pretty quick.
I think maybe he like turned around to yell or something, and then got the knife. I can't remember.
But then she sees him like all fucking dead and stuff, and so she hides underneath the dock. And Jason, finds where she is under the dock, plunges his machete in, and then pulls it back up, which has her hit like her head, because it's stuck in her head on the bottom of the dock, like just so that her boobs are
perfectly out of the water. Yeah.
And then it slunks out and she falls back in. It was pretty good.
It was pretty fucking hilarious, yeah. There were some moments like that where they knew what they're doing. And, Jason, again, he's got that is one of his supernatural abilities, the ability to just find people. Like, he just knows where you're hiding. It doesn't matter. And I love that scene because I'm sitting there telling, like, I was actually, like, kind of yelling at her in that scene. I was like, what are you out of the water for? Like, duck down.
Yeah.
Like, why are you above water in the first place? Like, this is the moment where you hold your breath underwater and hope he walks the fuck away.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. But, she did the next best thing, which was try to be as quiet as she could underneath the pier.
Right. And make sure her boobs are just above the water.
Okay, but they weren't until he plunged the into her head.
I know.
It
was well thought out, though. Well choreographed. They knew what it was going to be like.
What they were doing.
It was funny. And that is the thing. I still had fun with this movie, but I don't remember it. It's very mundane.
Yeah,
I do like the through plot with the supernatural boy going after his sister. You know, like I like that. It gives the movie something to focus on, but he's not very much focused on. You know, like it's more focused on Danielle Panabaker. That's her name. It's more focused on her character and the assholes that she's surrounded by. Ish. Yeah. Like they cut back to a lot of the characters, but it's like I guess she is supposed to be the leading lady. I mean, he's the bigger name, of course, because Supernatural.
Right.
But I don't know. Like I can't.
It wasn't Whitney. I just remember because Whitney is Clay's sister, but I don't remember what character it was then.
Who may or may not be dead.
Who may or may not be, yes. You'll just have to find out by watching the film.
No, I don't honestly recommend watching it, but yeah, just find out by reading the Wikipedia page.
Let's do closing statements, though.
I give it 2.5 stars. I think it's fine. It is a good remake, like in regards to it being fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't really deliver, and I understand, and I'm very happy that the franchise seems to have died since this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wouldn't be something that I'd want to be continued from. No,
because it's very lifeless. It's just cold, and it's like it's fine, but there's no excitement to it. There's no yes, I want more of this.
Right. I give it a face. I think it's a competent movie. I really think for being a reboot of a only sometimes competent franchise. To be fair,
right.
That it came out still feeling like some of the older movies, while also feeling a little cleaner than those older movies. Those older movies are pretty chopped together.
Right. And I liked him having a bag on his face for the first half of the film.
Yeah, it was a good callback.
And then finding the mask. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. I did like that, yeah. But him finding the mask just felt so very weird. It was just like, he kills a guy, and then there's just a mask underneath the guy, and he's like, oh, cool. I like the mask.
Yeah.
Just like, okay.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
But that shot of him putting it on, that was nice.
That was fun, yeah. Well, all right. Before we move on to Halloween again, we are going to take a soda pop break. Whitney, I just remember, because Whitney is Clay's.
I love you.
But I don't know.
Hurry, babe. Does this make us bake?
Yeah, I think we're back.
Okay, then. On to Halloween. Halloween.
It sounds like a nice place to live.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I would live in Halloween. Yeah. That'd be beautiful. Yeah,
maybe it would.
But it kind of also has a little bit of like the Godric's Hollow feel, like the Harry Potter. So kind of like majestic and rich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we're calling it Halloween because it's the first of the David Gordon Green retconning sequel trilogy. It does away with every film from Halloween 2 on. It is the sequel to John Carpenter's Halloween.
For Season of the Witch. It doesn't retcon Season of the Witch.
It technically no, because that takes place in the real world. Where Halloween was a movie in that universe.
Yeah. So this is a movie inside a movie.
This whole trilogy takes place in the Season of the Witch meta world.
That's right. And so does the first movie. So all 4 of the movies. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're right. It doesn't retcon Season of the Witch. That's very good.
And who knows?
Because that's the best of them all, let's be honest.
Who knows? This movie could have retconned those other movies in the world of Season of the Witch.
That's true.
This world could be the world of Season of the Witch, but just like
our world could be.
Our world could be. Yeah.
Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, man. It's getting too deep.
Revelations on this final episode of the playlist.
No, here we are, though. This is the first of the trilogy. And to talk this film, I gotta immediately talk the negatives this film's got going for it. First off, the name. It's called Halloween.
Yeah,
it's the sequel. Yeah. Like, it's a sequel to a movie called Halloween, and they literally just called it Halloween. Like, go fuck yourself. What in the fuck?
It's like, we already did this twice.
Yeah. Yeah. And people literally now have to figure out how they talk about this film. Is it Halloween 2018? Is it Halloween? Is it, John Carpenter's Halloween? Like, how do you go about all this shit? And it's just like, they didn't need to do this. Especially since they knew it was going to be a trilogy.
David Gordon Green every time I want to talk about this movie. I'm just not
exactly.
do that.
No, it's not worth it. And like it's also Danny McBride's Halloween trilogy, the comedian Danny McBride. Right. He wrote all three of these films alongside David Gordon Green, and I think John Fradley also wrote all three of them. I'm not sure.
Jeff Fradley.
I just need to know if he wrote the other two, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. No.
I don't think so.
Scott
it looks like
Scott Teems teamed up with him on
He wrote Righteous Gemstones, though, which is the TV show that McBride is currently doing with HBO.
Interesting.
It's about a I think a family of evangelists.
Ooh.
But I mean,
depending on your choice of flavor.
It's obviously a comedy, and I'm guessing it's satirical.
But yeah, Halloween 2018 takes place, I don't know, 20, 30 years later, however, 40 years later.
I think it takes place in 2018.
Yeah, it does, yeah. So I guess it's 40 years after the original one. Sam Loomis is dead, because obviously they didn't want to dishonor...
There's a new Loomis.
Donald Pleasance, that's his name. They didn't want to dishonor
his
Donald
voice
Pleasance.
is in it on a recording.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But yeah, that's one of like the laziest script writing things too. There is a new Loomis, as you said, that is
I know. It was
Ranbir Sartain, played by Haluk Bilginer. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. But yeah, when Jamie Lee Curtis, playing Laurie Strode yet again, when she comes across Dr. Sartain, she's just like, "Oh, you're the new Loomis." And I was just like, I literally just facepalm. Every time I hear that, I'm just like, this is the laziest writing I've ever heard. Like, how do we describe your character? Oh, you're the new Loomis. Got it.
Right. It's the audience immediately knows with this line what this character is.
It's like we already knew. You did not need to point it out.
It was already established.
They're trying very hard to like enforce that Laurie is a hardened person now. She's closed herself off from the world, and it's one of those like fuck you kind of throwaway lines. I'm just like, it doesn't come across that way. It comes across as, I don't know if the audience understands yet that this is the new Dr. Loomis.
Yeah. And honestly, like, Dr. Sartain's storyline is pretty wild.
Yeah, there's a twist. It's the dumbest twist ever. I hate it. It's so stupid. And when it happens, I'm like really absolutely pissed because I don't know if we should give the twist away.
I don't think
so. But let's just say that Deputy Frank Hawkins is involved in the scene where there is where the twist happens.
Yes.
Deputy Frank Hawkins is played by the amazing Will Patton. And he something happens to Frank Hawkins, I'll say. And I was really mad that it happened in this angle. In the twist. I was just like, really? Come on. If anything's supposed to happen to Frank, it should happen from the hands of Michael. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's Will Patton.
You bastards. Yeah, I think we're back. Sorry. So Laurie, as you said, is this hard, like, cold person now. And, she knows that Michael is being moved. And it's really, agitating her old coping mechanisms from her trauma, i.e. her alcoholism and severe paranoia. And it is kind of interesting that they use that as like a callback to age 20 because that's where it was kind of established that she was an alcoholic. And
she's much different too in
she
this
is
than
much
she was
different.
in age 20 because she was more like reserved and in control in that movie.
Right.
I mean, she still had her.
She was a
attacks
functioning
but
alcoholic.
Yeah.
And this Lori should never be around alcohol. In fact, she comes to a party for her granddaughter Allison at a restaurant to it's a congratulatory dinner for graduating high school, and she comes there and she immediately grabs her daughter's husband, her son-in-law's wine, and chugs it.
Yeah, that's so bad.
It is, but that scene, I gotta say, it's really good. Jamie Lee Curtis is really good in that scene. There's a lot of scenes where she really brings it in this movie.
And I'm really happy with that. I actually really enjoy this first addition to the trilogy because I like the focus on Jamie. And I like the focus on Michael, too, because it's like, it's really bringing back, because she mentions it a lot throughout the movie, that, you know, people question, there's these investigative journalists who question her on whether the boogeyman is a real thing. Yeah. And she's just like, yeah, the boogeyman is definitely a real thing. Like, you're a fucking idiot. This isn't just a deranged serial killer. There's more to Michael. You know, and they even have a throwaway line with her granddaughter, Allison, who, you know, that just so you know that the second movie is not part of this canon. They're like, weren't they brother and sister? Weren't Laurie Strode and Michael brother and sister? And she's like, no, that was just some stupid idea somebody else had. And it's just like, again, it's just like that had to be a Danny McBride line. Like, it was like, I mean,
it's funny.
Like,
I think it would be especially funny in the theaters.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I went with you to see it.
I'm not sure.
But
I think I watched it with my parents, actually. I feel like I remember watching it with my mom, and then she wasn't like a fan because Michael is very brutal in this movie.
Oh, he kills kids. Just fair warning out there.
Yeah, that's very fair to throw that warning out, because there's two... I guess one's technically a teenager, but there's one that is definitely like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old boy that gets killed.
Did he... I don't think they showed it, but did he kill the little boy that was being babysitted? That was just so fucking funny.
I prefer to believe that he got away. I don't think they showed anything.
I don't think they showed anything, but he...
That is the best kid in all of horror movies, by the way. I love that kid.
Fucking funny, man. I wish I remember what his name was.
We gotta find who that kid is. I think I found it. Jabrail Nantambu playing Julian Morrissey, a little boy whom Vicky babysits. Vicky is Miles Robin. She's one of the friends of Allison. I don't think I mentioned Allison's played by Andy Matichak.
That's right.
Andy Matichak, spoilers, just so you know, she survives this. Sadly, I'm sorry to spoil that. But she is in all three of these films. She's one of the... Her and Jamie Lee Curtis is one of the maintaining things. And so is James Jude Courtney. James Jude Courtney plays Michael Myers, and I think in all three films. They do bring back Nick Castle, who played him, way back in the first one. But he only does like one scene, and then he does the breathing sounds. So like,
gotcha. Yeah. They actually show somebody's face for Michael.
They do. Yeah, James, I think.
Okay.
James,
I thought, but he had facial, so a little bit of stubble and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's during the investigation of these journalists that you talked about before. They're not really important to the story. They're exposition vehicles.
We'll get back to Julian when we get to him in the plot, but yeah, I like the intro is with the investigative journalists because they come to visit with Michael before he gets transferred to this high-tech, big facility kind of thing. And it's a very funny scene where... Who are the investigative journalists? What are their names?
Oh, I don't know.
Jefferson Hall playing Aaron Corey and... Oh, damn.
Dana Haynes, do you think?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Ryan Reeves playing Dana Haynes. Two true crime podcasters.
Right.
Yeah, and you got Jefferson Hall yelling at Michael. He's just like, "What do you feel?" or whatever. He's like, "Here's the mask," and he holds up the mask, and he's like, and for whatever reason, the doctor I mean, obviously we know, foreshadowing the twist, why the Doctor allows him to just keep yelling at him with the mask in front of this deranged psychopath. Sure. Like, it's pretty crazy. Most doctors would put an end to that, but it's ridiculous.
Aaron Corey, this character, that is not that much in the movie, but I really do enjoy Jefferson Hall's portrayal, because
it's pretty.
He's just so self-important as the host of this podcast. Like he's so dramatic. Like, it's just so over the top, and it's like, it just works really well.
I don't think so. They're both a little ridiculous.
Yeah, like, they are.
There's one scene where this lady leads them to Judith, Michael's sister's grave, whatever her name was.
Right.
Judith Myers,
I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Who was Jason's mom? Was that Judith also? No, it was Pamela, right? Yeah. Something like that.
That was, I think, the actor's name, but I'm not sure.
Maybe it was Judith, too. Judith Voorhees.
No, it might be Pamela Voorhees. I think you're right.
Pamela Voorhees. Okay. I don't remember. I just had a moment of being like, oh my god, is this like a Batman versus Superman moment where they both have the same, like, name? But no, this lady takes the investigative podcasters to that grave, and she makes like a comment, or she asks them a question, and they like blatantly ignore her and start recording for the podcast, and it's like, it's overly dramatic and kind of like over the top, like investigative podcast kind of shit. Yeah. And I'm just like, that lady, like, I would be so fucking annoyed with these people if I was that lady, like, because like, you're having a conversation and then they just immediately just like drop the conversation to start doing their podcast. I'd be like, what is fucking rude? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, but as a producer of podcasts, I do understand their verve a little bit, especially if it's the only thing they do. But they're definitely over the top, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be the equivalent of you and me mid board game night with friends.
Yeah, being like, oh, we're gonna go record.
Well, like, not even like we're gonna go record. We just throw our phones on the table and just hit like record buttons and start recording an episode in front of everybody, and they'd be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? We have some guest stars with us today.
You're live here with us.
You're on the couch. What did you have to say about Spider-Man 3? I didn't see Spider-Man 3.
Well, we're watching it right now.
Look at the screen. Look at the screen. It's Spider-Man 3.
This is Tobey Maguire's dance moves. They're fucking fabulous.
Yes, they're amazing. I saw this child on Instagram doing the dance. He memorized all of it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It was hilarious.
Oh, beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. But I will say it's nice when the true crime podcasters, because they're not like bad people, they're just like mildly irksome people.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, you enjoy them, but at the same time you're like, you guys are so in your head. It's just so silly. But to spoil something, it's one of the first earlier kills when Michael goes free, because mid-transfer he busts out like a motherfucker does, and he starts his killing spree again, because that's what he does. And he finds these true crime podcasters who ridiculed him and have his mask.
Yeah, that he wants the mask for sure.
That scene in the bathroom is phenomenal. I love that scene. It's so gory and gross.
For a minute here. So we'd watched this before,
right?
And I'm pretty sure that I watched it to watch Halloween Kills when we did that, and what a waste of time. But anyways, I decided that I could work on my computer because I had the urge to write a new D&D class.
Nice,
I'm writing a witch class. And
ADHD brain, I get it.
Yeah, so I was pretty focused, I think, during that scene on how to.
Well, let me say it starts off with the lady, Dana Haynes, true crime podcaster, in the toilet of a gas station. It's a pretty gross toilet. There's 3 stalls. They're all nasty. And this person comes in and very slowly walks up to each stall and knocks on the door. And it's a very tense, like nice, good tense building kind of thing. And meanwhile, while that's happening, you follow Jefferson Hall, Aaron Corey, true crime podcaster, who was pumping up the gas. He goes to pay for the gas, and he spots two dead bodies. One of them so grossly mutilated in the face that the jaw was like falling off. Yeah, it was just like it was so smashed into a table that it was really good makeup job, like really really nicely done. But then he sees another body who's completely naked because Michael's got his maintenance man suit, because that's what he comes to gas stations for, is to find a maintenance man suit. He's got to have it, damn it. So it was a nice building he's
got to be comfortable to slay dozens.
Exactly. He's slowly reawakening. That's the thing. And one of the things, it's a constant theme throughout all three of the Halloween, David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. The intro, you know how they always have like the flickering pumpkin while they're doing the opening credits and everything? It's a theme for all three of these films that the intro is a metaphor, a symbol, what the movie's going to be about.
Yeah, it became a jack-o'-lantern. Like it was a rotted jack-o'-lantern.
It was a rotted, crushed pumpkin, and it came back to life, as the credits rolled. And that's Michael in this movie. He's coming back, baby. He's finding his fire.
You thought he was dead. You thought zombie killed him.
Exactly. And at the same time, it's the exact same thing with Laurie, with Jamie Lee Curtis's character. It's her coming back to life because she has walled herself off. She's estranged from her family.
That's true.
And it's her coming out and being like, I'm going to fucking face this demon. I'm going to kill it. And we're going to have a damn good time. Like, there's some good thought that went into this trilogy.
There's some good thought that went into this movie, particularly, I think. Especially Jamie with her performance. I think she worked really hard on this role. And
I agree with you.
The family dynamic I thought was really interesting. I feel like Judy Greer's performance was a Judy Greer performance.
You get what you pay for, Judy. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, definitely. And
great archer.
And Andy Matichak, Allison, I thought was a good choice for that character, and I really enjoyed how she, wanted to know her grandmother, even though she knows that she's this terribly troubled person. And I really appreciate that storyline.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like were the non-moments with Allison. Like those moments with Allison, the moments where it's just a teen drama with her and her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's friend.
Yes, yeah. I do like
those scenes. I just could not care about at all. I hated those scenes. It's just like, I don't fucking care about you kids. Like,
yeah, I can feel that. But Dylan Arnold, playing her boyfriend, Cameron Elam, I do think that they got a lot of potential, and I think I remember saying that when we watched it before. Man, I don't know that I've seen.
He's the asshole, right?
Else. He's the boyfriend who dressed up as Bonnie, as in Bonnie and Clyde.
Cheats on her, tosses her phone into the pudding for no reason.
Yeah, like, he does do that. Yeah. He's drunk.
Completely has like a full asshole scene where you're kind of like, okay, you should be killed by Michael next. And instead they killed the innocent kid, his best friend, who was just like accidentally, like, he thought that she was hitting on him, so he tried to steal a kiss. And it was just like, okay, now instead of the asshole kid who tossed her phone into pudding dying, you're gonna die, kid. I was just like, I was so sad. Well, who is that kid? What's his name? The friend.
The friend, I don't know.
Oscar.
But just
Oscar, played by Drew Shade.
I do want to give some news that I'm not breaking it here, but Dylan Arnold is going to be playing Frank Oppenheimer in a film called Oppenheimer that's supposed to come out next year.
Christopher Nolan's movie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I did not know that it was going to be him or that it was coming, to be fair. But I do love Christopher Nolan as,
check out the trailer. It's a really, really good trailer.
I will. That sounds really good.
I'm excited just because it's Christopher Nolan. Like, I haven't loved every single movie of his, but I have enjoyed most of them to be excited for all of them.
I think his delve into war movies has been pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't done any war movies. I think I got kind of over it for a little while, but honestly, growing up, I really enjoyed
it. Band of Brothers.
Yeah, right?
We'll do Band of Brothers. We'll do a whole playlist on all the episodes of Band of Brothers.
Yes.
No, we don't have to do that.
It's beautiful, though. It is a really powerful miniseries.
But, we could watch Patton and the Civil War ones.
There's a lot.
Gods and Generals,
Yeah, there's a lot that we could watch.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge war movie fan.
Okay, well, then we'll just throw it in every once in a while.
Yeah, I'll dip my toes into them, get back in there. But yeah, with Halloween and with Halloween, Jesus, they're all getting lost in my head. We still do need to talk. I mentioned we would come back to him. Julian Morrissey, again played by Jibril Nantambu, the little boy who was being babysit by Allison's best friend Vicky. Complete adorable, beautifully hilarious scene. Vicky's talking on the phone and trying to use code, and he's like, "Bitch, I know you're talking about weed." It's so funny. Their chemistry together is very cute babysitter and kid who like each other but are acting like they hate each other. It's nice scene. And then when Michael is in the house. And the kid's like, I think I saw Michael, or he's like, I saw somebody with a mask on. We gotta get the fuck out of here. And then he runs down the stairs when Vicky's like, okay, I'll go check it out. She gets brutally murdered, and he runs down the stairs to Vicky's boyfriend. There he is, Dave, played by Miles Robbins, and he's like, Dave, get the fuck out! You're gonna die if you go up there. Yeah, he just dashes out of the house, man.
Okay, I did just look up, and not to hold any spoilers back, I guess. He is in the other two movies of this trilogy.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good. I do not remember him in the other ones, but that's perfect.
What I just saw right here.
That makes me happy. He's worthy of being in all of them. He is just the most adorable kid, and I love that scene. It really saves a lot of this movie. I mean, this movie doesn't have crazy negatives. It's really just. I guess to close on it for me, it's a good film. It really does have a lot of thought going into it. It's a good restart. Another sequel to the original. It does a fine job. I like the focus on Laurie, especially her mental development from the first movie. It's really nice. I enjoy that. I like all the family play and everything. And the only stuff I really hate is the kid deaths and the weird teen drama stuff. The teen drama just comes out of left field, and I'm just like, I don't fucking care about this.
Yeah, definitely. My closing statement, I go ahead and will give it a face. It is definitely one of the better Halloween movies. And I can't say that it's better than the original, but it's definitely better than a lot of the sequels.
It makes it in the top 4, I would say, for me.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe even top 3.
Maybe.
I do give it 3 stars. I think I forgot to say that.
That's a pretty good rating. I think it's a good movie. It's worth watching. I can't say the same for the trilogy because I haven't seen the last, and I can't remember dick all except for not liking Halloween Kills.
I know. Halloween Kills is just so stupid. Michael's made us all into monsters. All of Haddonfield's a monster now.
You thought
Jesus Christ, so stupid. Mob mentality was I like the idea behind the mob mentality, but that movie just did not do it right, I don't think.
Okay, which question should I ask you first? What was your favorite of the Friday the 13th movies, or which was your least favorite of the Halloween movies?
Jesus. I mean, first and foremost, I think it's obvious that Halloween wins this one for me.
Oh, right. We gotta do that. You're right. It is a better movie than the remake.
So Halloween got another one.
Yeah, it sure did. Job, but Halloween. You know what? Friday the 13th actually tried. They actually came to
did try
this time around.
Yeah. And if Nightmare on Elm Street had another movie, we all know based on the history of this playlist that it would have beat both films just by pure imagination alone.
It did win, right? Like these guys couldn't have caught up.
Yeah. Overall, it had the most victories easily.
What was the final score? Do you have it?
I don't have it. I think it was like some along the lines of Nightmare had 5, and I think Halloween might have eked out 3.5.
Wow.
And then maybe 2 or 3 for Friday. I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know the actual scores and tallies.
Nicely done, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven.
Indeed. Round of applause to the most imaginative horror franchise we've ever had.
Yeah. Good job, Craven. You made a terrifying, beautiful baby genius.
Yeah.
We love you, Craven. We'll always uphold you as a pure angel of horror.
But getting back to my questions.
Yes, exactly. I think it's easier to answer what my favorite Friday the 13th film is. Would you say favorite or least favorite?
I think it said favorite Friday.
Favorite of Friday. Yeah. That's obvious. Jason X. It's a goddamn masterpiece of stupidity. Like, I love it. They had fun. It's perfect. Least favorite of Halloween. That's a hard one. That's a really hard one.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be...
I have to look at a list.
It would be in the Jamie trilogy. So, like, the number 4 through 6 would be one of those films, I think.
Right.
No, actually, I think it would be Resurrection. I think it would be Halloween Resurrections, the H20 sequel. Like, 'cause that movie's just... That pissed me off.
H20? Oh, the sequel to it. Oh, really?
No, actually, it would be the one in the house. I always forget the one in the house exists. It'd be the house with the cameras.
That is the sequel to H20.
That's Resurrections?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's that one. It's that one. Yeah, that one's shit.
Okay. All right.
Same questions to you. Actually, no, reverse the questions.
Give me different. Yeah, give me different questions.
Yeah. Least favorite nightmare film and favorite Halloween film.
Not breaking it here, but Dylan Arnold is going
least favorite nightmare movie. I think I know which one it is. I'm pretty sure that it is Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. Like, I think it's way worse than any of the other films. It has a it puts the bar pretty. It's an outlier, really, is what it is. It is just super sloppy. Like, I don't feel like 5 was a super clean movie either, but it was better than Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. That one where he possesses his daughter or whatever.
Yeah,
so
I remember it now.
Stupid.
I was trying to pull up the titles so that I could like try to remember what Freddy's Dead was about. I remember. You're right.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
No.
And now, what was your other question?
Favorite Halloween. I believe.
Favorite Halloween.
We could watch Pat.
I gotta think about this. Oh boy.
The Civil War one.
That's a little bit harder because all right. It might be between.
We'll just throw it in every
fuck, man. It might actually be Season of the Witch. I think
that's good.
I think it's Season of the Witch because it's just so much fun. But if you got to talk strictly Michael Myers, it's honestly hard to choose between Halloween and Halloween for me because I think
that's fair.
I think they did a lot of good stuff in Halloween, but Halloween is obviously a classic.
Yeah, I'll let your discrepancy slide. That's fair. No, I honestly, though, I agree with the high praise on Season of the Witch. I know you haven't asked me the question yet, so I'll keep my favorite Halloween film under wraps so far. Sorry. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I was going to say, though,
that'll be my next question.
Season of the Witch... Yeah, Season of the Witch is my second favorite Halloween film. Like
right.
I fucking love that movie. Favorite. It's so out of left field. It's so funny.
Then what's
but
your
my favorite is the classic John Carpenter's Halloween. It's scared me since I was a kid, man.
Nice.
It's so good.
Now tell me, what is your favorite nightmare movie?
Man, it's so difficult.
I know.
Because
been a hard one out of the way.
The original is perfect. I love Freddy's Revenge, the second one, because it's a hilarious like LGBT gay fantasy. It's funny.
Yeah.
Dream Warriors, man. Number 3. It's a fucking strong film.
That's good movie.
But I don't know, like, because I need to watch New Nightmare more. I need to watch Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Because I think that honestly might be my favorite because it's so fucking smart. Like
it's so good.
It's just like the original where it's so imaginative. It took everything. It was just like, I'm gonna flip that on its head and do it again.
Yeah,
and like,
definitely.
It might be New Nightmare for me.
All right. That was 2 questions for you. Hit me.
Your favorite Friday.
My favorite Friday.
And your favorite nightmare.
Yeah, it's Jason X. I didn't really have to think that hard. I just wanted to look through the titles.
It's gotta be Jason X, man.
It's gotta be.
Best.
It's the only one that I honestly feel is that worth watching.
Right?
Like there's some good stuff in all of there's some good stuff in a good portion of these films.
Number 6
Number 6 is that the one with the psychic powers?
I don't remember. That's the one with the kids.
That's the one with the psychic powers. Yeah. But the one with Corey, I believe, is 4, the final chapter.
Oh yeah.
What's the
one with Crispin Glover?
I'm pretty sure that's 4 as well. It just had absolutely no connection to the other story. Yeah.
That one is pretty baller.
I do love that one. I almost picked that one as my favorite, but Jason X.
It still pales. It just pales to Jason X mastery.
What was your other question?
Stupid.
Favorite nightmare.
My favorite nightmare has to be New Nightmare, man. It is so good. But yes, Dream Warriors, I think, is second, and then maybe it has to be the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Nightmare just blew my mind, honestly. It's so meta. It was.
What was your favorite?
It was so good. It's so meta that it pulls you back into the world at the end. It's so fucking good.
I agree. What ones have you not asked me yet?
I have not asked you your least favorite nightmare.
Least favorite nightmare and my least favorite
Friday,
I think.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
I sure did.
I really hate to say Freddy's Dead as my least favorite because it's directed by Rachel Talalay, and I love Rachel Talalay.
But it's really bad.
It's really bad. It really is bad. Like it has to be the one I choose. Or Freddy versus Jason. I could choose Freddy versus Jason.
That was a pretty bad movie too, but I honestly think my personal opinion
out of love for Rachel Talalay, I have to choose Freddy versus Jason.
All right, there you go. He loves you.
She's done
Rachel.
wonders for Doctor Who franchise, so I respect her madly.
Wow.
Good.
And least favorite Friday. Oh, that's a tough one. So many of them suck.
Nicely done.
Yeah, that's really hard.
Jesus. It'd have to be Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday.
You know, since I know that's one of your last 2 questions, I have to agree with you. I couldn't even pay attention to that fucking movie. It was so
it's bad, man.
Bad.
So bad.
Yeah, so I agree with you.
And I think what would be my last question for you? Would it be least favorite Halloween?
Yeah, I think that's right. Well, it's not Resurrections, because that's honestly one of my higher on the list for me. I thought it was just an interesting concept.
I love it. I love that. Yeah.
But my least favorite one, it's probably the second. No, it's gotta be The Curse of Michael Myers, the one that we came back to. That one was pretty fucking... No. My apologies. Zombie 2 is the worst fucking Halloween movie ever.
That's very fair. That's very fair.
I don't even know how you could put Resurrections next to it. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. That's how bad it was. I had to put it out of my mind because I hated it.
You're right.
Really?
Hey, you're right. I hate Resurrection with a passion.
Is it because
it's
of
Those two are
what they did to Laurie
list.
at the beginning of that movie was stupid. They didn't have to involve her at all. I understand that, but if they didn't involve her at all, then I think concept-wise,
about cameras.
Yeah, give me
I think concept-wise, it's more interesting than some of the stuff that like The Curse of Michael Myers. That one is pretty choppy and got all that occult shit in it. That's stupid.
Yeah, a lot of people like that one for some reason too. It's just weird. The whole Jamie trilogy is weird.
Yeah, it is.
4, 5, and 6.
Okay, I think we did the show though.
Well, we got one more bigger question.
Oh.
It's the end of a playlist as well. We've done all the franchises. What's the big boy winner?
Who's
New
the
Nightmare
best
for you?
movie?
Yeah.
I think it has to be A New Nightmare. Like the other ones that I picked just don't even compare, I think.
Right? Yeah, it's a big struggle for me. I really, really, really badly want to choose Halloween because it sits so close to my heart. It's John Carpenter's masterpiece. Like, it's so fucking good.
Yeah,
but there's some like really beautiful about New Nightmare.
It really is.
There's so much thought.
There's like
in it.
truth in it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another sad thing is as much as I love John Carpenter, as much as he's meant to me ever since I was very young and first watched Halloween, Wes Craven has delivered some of the best scares of my life. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I gotta love that man.
For sure.
He's so smart.
I 100% agree with you. Real quick, what's just the worst out of all of it?
Oh, man.
For me, I know. I don't think I can ever forget again that my hatred for Halloween 2, the Zombie 2, rather, it is so bad. It actually made me upset. Like, I couldn't pay attention to Jason Goes to Hell. But Halloween 2 made me actually upset.
That's fair.
Yeah.
God, it's got to be Resurrections. No, it'd probably be Halloween 2. You're right.
Yeah.
Like, it's so bad. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a hard one to answer because I really there's so many of them that are just like forgetful and dumb.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But, God, Halloween 2, it's trash garbage. So now we did do the show. Good job, New Nightmare. Yeah. It was real good. And we didn't even talk about you this time.
But thank you all who stayed with us from the very beginning. We're very happy to have you all here listening in. Love you so much.
Go ahead.
Happy Halloween. I know the spooky season is over with, but we extended it for this one last episode.
That's right.
And I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels and good night. Ooh! Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. It's a fucking good movie. It's so good. Yeah, definitely. All right. That was 2 questions for you. Hit me. My favorite Friday. Hmm. 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 Mm-mm. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's Jason X. I didn't really have to think that hard. I just wanted to look through the titles. It's gotta be. It's the only one that I honestly feel is that worth watching. Like, there's some good stuff in all of there's some good stuff in a good portion of these films. Number 6 is that the one with the psychic powers? Yeah, it is. That's the one with the psychic powers. Yeah. Um, but the one with Corey, I believe, is 4, the final chapter. That's where I'm pretty sure that's 4 as well. It just had absolutely no, yeah, it had absolutely no connection to the other story. Yeah. I do love that one. I almost picked that one as my favorite, but Jason X. What was your other question? My favorite Nightmare has to be New Nightmare, man. It is so good. But yes, Dream Warriors, I think, is second, and then maybe it has to be the original. But yeah, New Nightmare just blew my mind, honestly. It was so meta. It was so good. It's so meta that it pulls you back into the world at the end. It's so fucking good. I have not asked you your least favorite nightmare. Friday. That's right. But it's really bad. Yeah. That was a pretty bad movie too, but I honestly think my personal opinion is all right. There you go. He loves you, Rachel. Good. Uh, yeah, it's really hard. You know, since I know that's one of your last 2 questions, I have to agree with you. I couldn't even pay attention to that fucking movie. It was so bad. Uh, yeah. So I agree with you. I, th- yeah, I think that's right. Well, it's not Resurrections because that's honestly one of my higher on the list for me. Um, I thought it was just an interesting concept. Uh, but the my least favorite one, it's probably the second. um no, it's gotta be The Curse of Michael Myers, the one that we came back to. That one was pretty fucking no. My apologies. Zombie Ween 2 is the worst fucking Halloween movie ever. Ever. I don't even know how you could put Resurrections next to it. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. That's how bad it was. I had to put it out of my mind because I hated it. Is it because of it, what they did to Lori at the beginning of that movie was stupid. They didn't have to involve her at all. I understand that. But if they didn't involve her at all, then I think concept-wise it's more interesting than some of the stuff that like The Curse of Michael Myers. That one is pretty choppy and got all that occult shit in it. That's stupid. Yeah, it is. It's weird. Okay, I think we did the show though. Oh. Oh. Who's the best movie? Yeah, I think it has to be A New Nightmare. Like, the other ones that I picked just don't even compare, I think. Yeah. It really is. There's like truth in it or something. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I 100% agree with you. Real quick, what's just the worst out of all of it? For me, I know. I don't think I can ever forget again that my hatred for Halloween 2, the Zombieween 2 rather. It is so bad. It actually made me upset. Like I couldn't pay attention to Jason Goes to Hell, but Halloween 2 made me actually upset. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yeah, that's true. But God, Halloween 2, it's trash garbage. So now we did do the show. Good job, New Nightmare. It was real good. And we didn't even talk about you this time. Definitely. That's right. And I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels and good night. Ooh!